Hi, this is Amanda Lux with the 30-Day Self-Care Challenge, and today is day 6 of the challenge, and I'm so grateful that you're here and for all the participation. It has been so incredibly gratifying and lovely and wonderful to participate and witness and to be in this with you all, so thank you for being here. And if you haven't hopped over to the Facebook group, you really got to check it out. It's such a safe and lovely spot. And I don't normally like to, hang out in Facebook groups too much, but it has been such a beautiful place to be. So I just encourage you to stop in and maybe post a little check-in, or if you feel inspired to share something that's really been moving for you or working well for you. So anyway, so here we go. Today's prompt is about emotions and the importance of letting them flow. So I think a big part of this is about permission. It's about permission to just give ourselves the space to really feel into what's going on and what's true, and to give ourselves the opportunity to find some space that feels safe and supportive so that we can express our emotions. And as far as self-care goes, I think this is really a key element to being a balanced and healthy and sensitive person in the world, is finding what's that right mix of, or what's the best way that we can find a supportive place to really feel and to really feel secure enough to be real. And that could be just taking a moment for yourself and just imagining this safe zone, this little bubble of safety around you, and giving yourself permission to have your feelings, express your feelings. Or this could be about, living in that safe zone and giving and being willing and courageous enough to express that even with other people in an appropriate situation. So, so I'm not necessarily advocating for tantrums in the grocery store aisle, but I am saying that when we are truly real with ourselves and what we're feeling, and we acknowledge those emotions in the moment as they're moving through us, or even later at any point. I mean, time is irrelevant. We can cry for something that happened to us, 20 years ago, and it could be just as healing to do that now. But really the point is just to give yourself permission to express, to emote, to let it flow in whatever way that can work for you, so that you feel safe and you feel like you can really go there with yourself, or modeling that for others, really giving yourself permission to not always be stoic or strong or have all the answers. And I think that really touches on a deep sort of societal issue around shame, and this idea that we're always, we should always be happy and perfect and have everything put together, and that if we aren't, then there's something wrong with us, or that we're the only ones that aren't and everybody else is somehow, like, we have this idea in our heads. I've walked around with that idea, even though it's illogical and I know better. There's still this idea that, if you're showing and being real about the moments and the things that are hard, that it's somehow shameful. And so anyways, that's an invitation. It's really not shameful, and we really all have hard feelings. We really all have had hard experiences, and we all have hard days, and sometimes when we really let that move and express, if we let ourselves just cry about it and fall apart sometimes, then it doesn't walk around with us. We don't keep, reliving it. We let it go, and that's just sort of a classic, well-known at this point thing about any kind of trauma or emotional issue. If it's not that we need to relive them, but if we can let ourselves fully express them, let that energy move, then it doesn't get trapped and stuck in the body or stuck in our head in a loop, where we replay it. It's like we get frozen in that, and then it's a perpetuated cycle. So this is an invitation to give yourself an opportunity that feels safe to have some emotion. And you can check in and maybe in this moment when you're watching this, maybe today at some point, you will, have an opportunity. It will present itself, or maybe you would otherwise say, oh, I'm being sensitive, or oh, this is embarrassing, and don't do that. Maybe today you just don't do that. Maybe today you don't apologize for being human, and you recognize that when you express what's authentic for you, it gives other people that permission to express as well, and we can model that, and together as a community we can create a safe space to be human in, and we can eradicate the irrational shame that we have, that has been perpetuated generationally. So that's kind of a big thing, but on the smallest part of that, it's just really about being true to what's going on, and true to you, and true to the moment, and to let yourself have it and experience it and express it in some way. So that's the invitation for today, and I look forward to hearing how that goes for you, and thank you so much for being here. If you're watching this video and this has felt like it was a worthwhile thing to spend time on, please give it a thumb up and subscribe, and keep watching, and there's links in the description to check out the blog and participate. It's never too late, and it's never too late to invite people you love. Thank you so much for being here.